Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad you and so many others are enjoying this. But I just have one favor to ask. It's just one, and it's free. All I ask is that you subscribe. It's the easiest way for you to support me continuing to make this stuff. Oh, I do have actually one more thing to ask. Enjoy the episode. Hey there. You showed up. Thank you. I'm Sandy Robson, and this is The Sound of Books. Today, we're continuing with my Thoughts from the Ether series. I'm going to bring you episode 14. Today, we're going to talk more about the Monroe Institute and the real gateway tapes, the 8 waves of consciousness. 8 waves. 8 levels of consciousness, 8 doorways to realities most people never imagined existed. I myself have tried the tapes. Well, actually just tape 1 of the Monroe series, and I listened to it on YouTube after I heard all about it from Museum of Tarot, which is a absolutely fantastic site. You should definitely check it out. Anyway, I was excited, and I was looking for a deeper dive into the meditation journey I was already on, so this seemed to fit the bill, especially because it's got such a rich history and is backed up by so much science. But where it led me made me question not just the path, but the destination. See, I became aware of the human hands in something that was supposed to be ethereal. You know, I was being led by science to a place that was supposed to be spiritual, and I found myself uneasy of the open state I was in. What I was allowing in. You know, what could be allowed in when I let go of all those walls. Look, humans have exploited spirituality since the first worship of the sun. And finding out that Monroe was involved with intelligence agencies, it made those worries real. Look, Robert Monroe didn't set out to map the architecture of human consciousness. He was just a businessman, as I've told you before, who stumbled into something extraordinary. But what he discovered changed everything we thought we knew about the limits of human awareness. That's why I dove in. The gateway process isn't just meditation with fancy headphones. It's a systematic progress through 8 distinct waves of consciousness, each one taking you deeper into territories that exist beyond physical reality. Let me break it down for you. Wave 1 begins with basic relaxation and orientation. Your first taste of letting go, of discovering that consciousness, it's there and that it doesn't have to be locked inside your skull. Wave 2 introduces you to Focus 10. We covered that in the last episode, the mind awake, body asleep. This is where consciousness learns to separate from physical limitations, where you first realize you can exist independently from your body. Wave 3 takes you to Focus 12, expanded awareness beyond physical matter. Here, consciousness begins to access information that doesn't exist in your physical reality. Wave 4 brings you to Focus 15, the state of no time. Past, present, and future become fluid. Linear time dissolves, and consciousness experiences the eternal now. Wave 5, Focus 21. That's the bridge to other energy systems. This is where consciousness can access parallel realities, alternate versions of existence. And that leads you to Wave 6. It ventures to take you to Focus 27, what Monroe called the park. A way station where consciousness can rest and integrate experiences from non-physical realities. Wave 7 pushes into Focus 35 and beyond. States so advanced that consciousness can navigate infinite possibilities, access what Monroe described as the totality of being. And wave 8, well, wave 8 is where consciousness learns to move freely through all of these states, to become what Monroe called a graduate of the human experience. Each wave builds on the last. Each level of consciousness unlocks capabilities that seem impossible from the previous state. It's not just about relaxation or stress relief. It's about discovering what consciousness itself is and learning it has no limits. Monroe spent decades mapping these territories, creating audio techniques that could guide consciousness through each wave systematically. And what he found was that human awareness is, well, it's far more expansive than he ever imagined. The 8 waves aren't just levels of relaxation. They're 8 different ways that consciousness can exist. 8 doorways to realities that exist parallel to our everyday experience. So, I sucked it up, put my fears aside, and dove a little further. And I have to tell you, what I experienced isn't exactly what's laid out here, and I by no means made it to 35. I mean, let's be honest, but it opened something. What? I'm not fully sure, but listen, when you close your eyes tonight, remember, you're not just going to sleep. You're touching the edges of territories that Monroe spent his life exploring. I'm just a baby in this journey. I mean, the guy's got more miles on this than me. He found 8 waves of consciousness, each one revealing that reality is far stranger and more wonderful than we ever dared to believe. The question isn't whether these states exist. Monroe's proven that. The question is, which wave are you ready to explore? And are you ready to leave your worries behind and be brave enough to explore? I'll see you soon.